What's going on, guys? You are on the sidelines with the Sideline Guys. I'm Derrick.
And I'm Chris. Welcome back, Derrick. I just
Yes,
got to
sir.
say,
Yes,
it's good
sir.
to have you
Thank you.
back.
Yes, sir.
I
Thank you.
don't know
Thank you.
how the show stood together. We
Yeah.
broke the comms. The,
Yeah.
the video went down.
Yeah.
They didn't want to see us succeed. They didn't want another All Bronx show, but we still here. We made it on to the next one. Both Chris and I went 9-7, so it wasn't a disaster. Just gonna
Yeah,
say it
man.
wasn't a
Yeah.
disaster.
Yeah. No, it was a good show. Good show, man. Um, but I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be
Yes,
back,
sir.
man. Yeah. Yeah. I hated being away, but you know, handle some business. So it is
Yeah.
good to be back. But we, as you guys are listening to this, we are recording this during the game. We never do this, but on a Thursday night game, I forgot who's even playing today. Who's
It's
playing?
Niners versus Titans
Niners Titans. Okay, so we'll get into our
at
predictions and
Tennessee.
stuff like that. Wow, and AJ Brown's back.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we'll get into all that in a second, but I really
Mm-hmm.
wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on the NBA real quick because we've had a lot of stuff going on. Mainly COVID. Oh, that was
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir.
That was good.
On
That
the
was
day
good,
that my girl got triple vaxxed, I just want to say, wear your mask, people. This is
bro.
not just an NBA storyline. This is an America storyline.
Yeah, yeah. This is we're going on 2 years.
Literally,
Like,
literally.
come on, man. I don't. Whatever.
And you still don't believe. I don't even want to get into that part of it. I just want to say, like, what is it now? I think it's 126 players that have been introduced into the
I
protocol.
can't even keep up, bro. I think it was like
And
80
brother,
of them like this week.
I was gonna say 110 out of that 126 was during this last 2 week stretch.
110.
Just
Jesus.
crazy the amount of people obviously coming into the league. Love to see those opportunities for those folks, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I don't know how they're just gonna continue and act like this isn't a big deal. Like, I get that you don't want to do the shutdown. You did it the first year, and we moved on from there once we came back with the bubble season. But at this point, it feels like at least some sort of Christmas break is warranted. Like with everything that's going on, it's ridiculous. I
I,
don't know how teams are gonna. I don't know. It seems like it's just a wash stretch. Like from here to
yeah.
January, you just have to accept wherever the chips fall. You got to pick them up after that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
nothing you can do when everyone's all sick.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was my whole thing. I was hoping that we would at least get like a 2 week break, just so that they would allow teams to get back into form. But I understand monetarily why they don't want to shut it down. I actually don't think they need to shut it down. I think what you should do is possibly not allow fans into the arenas. So not have a bubble, still the teams still travel, but just allow it to just be the players and the personnel. I mean, because they're not going to shut it down. I think it would be a great idea for them to shut it down. At least think about for a 2 week break. The bubble to me, I actually enjoyed the bubble after like while I'm watching. I was like, this is actually really good. I My whole thing was I wanted them to do like a quadrant, like four bubbles, and you have the northwest, southwest, northeast, southeast, and allow teams to just fly. Do your stint in this region, go to the next region, stuff like that. That's kind of like what I thought they were going to do. They should have done last year, but I don't think they're going to try and do anything like that this year. So if you're not going to shut it down for at least 2 weeks, just don't let the fans come in. Like I don't know what else, like what other
Options they have.
possible. Yeah, I don't know what other options they have. This is just if you really, I mean, the bubble had no COVID. I don't want to say victims. And no one contracted.
Outbreaks. Outbreaks. Yeah.
Thank you. They had no outbreaks in the bubble. So I thought it was a great option, but I
I
don't
think
know
it's so
here.
telling, though. I think it's so telling that we get the numbers about the amount of people that have obviously are put into the protocols, but
just this month.
there's no numbers at all being put out about fans that have gotten COVID at NBA games,
Yo,
anything like that. I feel like your point about saying they should keep the fans out, I don't think they care. Like, I'm gonna be real, I really don't think
that's
they care. I think
yeah.
it's a matter of we opened in full capacity because we're trying to get some brand money. Like, that's what it's about.
They lost a lot of money when
And
that bubble, when that shut down.
and even comparatively, they still made money. Like,
Yeah.
let's get that straight. It's not like it was just a wash.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna keep it going and without a hitch as well as they can, and they don't care if Joe Johnson's out there shooting threes
Yo,
for your Celtics or
love it.
anybody off the bat, anybody they could find that remotely has a pulse. We're gonna see Jeremy Lin back in a couple weeks.
I'm
I'm
surprised he
telling you,
hasn't
man.
been back yet.
I agree. I agree. But I don't think they shut it down like that, man. I think unless they do a full shutdown where they say we're taking this pause, they're not gonna keep fans out because I feel like they look at it like almost like willful ignorance, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, some of us are sick over here, but y'all,
Mm-hmm.
y'all are sitting over there. Y'all not
Mm-hmm.
gonna get sick.
Yeah, and
I don't think they're worried about that.
that's the weird thing though. It's like even with the vaccine, it's not like you're immune to getting COVID.
Exactly.
That's so like you still have players that interact with fans. So as they're leaving the court or whatever, fans sticking their hands out, stuff like that, right? Um, you don't know what like who has what. So I'm a germaphobe, so that's always on my mind. So I know a lot of people never really thought like that before, but it's one of those things where if you're trying to minimize the exposure, just don't expose the players to the public like that. I mean,
Hmm.
you can't protect them when they're not in the facility, right? They're still gonna go out to eat and stuff like that.
They're
But
gonna be hitting up Benihana's at night. You already know.
yeah, go on different venues and stuff. So you're not gonna be able to fully keep them away from that. But while they're playing the game, you can protect them by not allowing fans there, or at least not allowing the fans to be
In that bowl
in
area,
that.
I agree.
Yeah, just cut off the first 10 rows or something like that,
Hmm.
and see what happens. But I don't know. This is going to end up causing a lot of games to uh, have weird outcomes. I'll just put it like
For
that.
sure.
We're gonna,
And it's
especially Christmas.
exactly. I was so looking forward to that Christmas stretch. Now it's
Yeah,
like, what are we even gonna have left? Like, what do we have left to look forward to?
I
It's
don't know.
crazy.
I don't
I
know.
agree with you though, man. I think that they should implement some sort of hybrid where they're keeping people away, and worrying about health and safety in that way. But I
Yeah.
don't, like I said, man, I really feel like it if they feel like if they're open, and obviously maybe they try to be more strict with mandates or whatever, but I like as far as wearing masks and all that. But I don't see them trying to keep fans away. I think it's a matter of just, you guys are willing to come, we're gonna let you come in.
Hmm.
But that'll be a good idea though, at least just some degree of separation.
Something.
So there isn't that direct contact. Because, like you said, everyone's reaching their hands out. Everyone wants to touch that player so they could tell all their friends back home,
Yeah.
he's as strong as he looks. He's built, yeah, and all that stuff. And I'm sure that there's thousands of fans that are willing to pay for that experience. But at the
Oh
end of
yeah,
the day, these teams are paying for it. Like, let's be real.
they are.
Everyone's record is going to be in flux these next couple of weeks, and it's at this point it's just to be expected. It's par for the course, and we're seeing it's not just in the NBA; it's in the NFL too. There was
Oh
games that
my
got
god.
postponed to Tuesday,
Yo.
which was crazy. Having games Monday, Tuesday, I felt like I was in the twilight zone. I was
Yeah.
watching.
Saturday too, right?
Yep. No, we're back to Saturdays. There's no Thursday night games anymore. I mean, after this week, I believe there's not going to be a Thursday night slate. I think it's going to be Saturday, Sunday, and then the
Oh
Monday.
really?
Yeah, if I'm not
Oh.
mistaken. Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, see, like, and that was the weird thing because you had well, it was the Eagles Washington game, and then
Hmm.
Seattle, who did Seattle play?
Rams.
Rams. They both got flexed, and I think it was Philly and Seattle that were pissed that they had to move the games because the opponent was outbreaking. Like, ah, see, that's the thing. Like, this is going to end up happening with the NFL and the NBA, where
Hmm.
it's just some teams might be in that position where you just have to forfeit. I don't know how you avoid it. I don't know how you avoid it because I mean, what's delaying a game 2 days if the players on that team are still positive, or you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. None of it makes sense to me. I don't understand it. So who
Feels like
knows?
it's just delaying the inevitable.
That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing.
Literally.
Yeah, that's all it's doing.
And I guess I guess PR wise, it's the right move. Like that's what it's about, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. If I'm those teams, I feel like you have a reason to be upset. Like,
Yeah,
for example, right now, my Ravens are decimated right now, especially on the defensive end. I think 9 players went down this week.
yeah, yeah.
And what are we to do? We got a divisional game this week. You just got to
Right.
do what you got to do,
You just
and
gotta
and
play
it
the game.
sucks, and it sucks.
Yeah,
But man, it feels like we're just hobbling to the finish line in the NFL side of things. NBA is definitely a better situation just because they got so much time left in the season.
mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't see them ever like postponing a game or canceling it to the next week or something like that. They're gonna push it back as far as they can in the week and then just keep moving on, which sucks because now you're playing on a short week.
Yeah,
Um, and it's not the bye's fault. It's not because you played on Monday. It's just because COVID. Whole
yeah,
situation sucks, but let's be real. I think the most important thing is everyone's safety. I hope that everyone is doing all right and that we don't have any serious illnesses
yeah,
from this. I think that gets lost in these headlines. It's more so like we're bummed out about what's going on. We don't realize, obviously, all these things are happening, but these people are actually affected. These people
yeah,
actually
yeah,
have COVID. So
yeah,
um, most of them, thankfully, it seems that are having cases that are entirely non-symptomatic, asymptomatic cases, which obviously is the best case scenario. But
yeah.
imagine if you're having a real tough case of COVID at this late point in the season for the NFL, you might be out for the playoffs. Like if you having
Bro,
serious issues with your lungs,
I
it's crazy.
like I couldn't because I when I had COVID, I couldn't even imagine like I was just trying to think of like if I would what would happen if I were an athlete, like how this would affect that. It took me about like close to 2 months to actually be able to start working out again.
Wow,
You know what I'm saying? Like I just like a full month before I could actually feel like I could breathe properly.
that's wild.
It's just like it affects people differently, and that's I know with a lot of guys in NBA they've talked about that. I know Tatum, like after he had COVID last season,
Yeah.
for the rest of the season he was playing with an inhaler. He had to use an inhaler every game.
And
So
you don't have asthma.
he doesn't
That's
have
me.
asthma.
I'll
So
be out here with my inhaler. Facts. It's crazy.
so it's one of those things where I just I hope that I hope things calm down, but everybody's got to do their part.
For
And
sure.
if the NBA is going to be able to, I'm actually kind of shocked they didn't postpone these Christmas games, or at least the week leading up to the Christmas games. Um, if they're not going to do any more delays like that, just rope off the rows. I don't like
Hmm. I
because
agree. I think
because
that's the
to be
best.
honest, I don't think players should be on the bench wearing a mask. You know why? Because they're not wearing a mask when they're in their training facilities. They're not wearing a mask when they're doing shoot arounds. What's the purpose of sitting on a bench wearing a mask?
Exactly. It's theater. It's
It's not. Yeah,
kabuki theater at
that's
that
all it
point.
is. That's all it is. It's a PR move. So I would rather them actually do stuff that's going to be productive and uh, take preventative measures.
Mhm.
Don't react to it. Just take preventative measures and we can at least have a better season.
For sure.
You
And from
know.
what I
So
understand, I hope this isn't me just talking on my ass, but everything I've heard, especially about this new variant, is that it isn't as severe as the
yeah,
previous variants as
yeah.
far as how sick you get, how you feel, etc. But it is more easily transmissible, and I think
Yeah.
that's more clear than ever. I
Hmm.
don't think. Once again, if we hear about players having rough cases, more so, then I'll feel a little bit differently about this.
Hmm.
But 100% get your rest. If you're testing positive, there's no reason, in my opinion, why they should be at the facility getting tested every day. Let that
Right.
run its
Right.
course. Like
Right.
give them their time, keep them away, and
Because the Lakers
um,
seem to like push their guys
to come back.
to
Yeah,
come back.
exactly.
I mean, like there's no rush for them to come back. they are who they are. It's like it's not like you're gonna
What
get
are you
everybody
rushing
back.
for?
What are you
What are
rushing
you what are
for?
you
Like
rushing for?
it doesn't
Exactly.
even make any sense. And so, I'm glad that we're able to see some guys get a chance to come back and play, even if it's on 10-day contracts. It's good to see Isaiah Thomas come back. It's good to see ISO Joe.
Yes, sir.
It's just good to see some guys. So I think even Lance Stevenson got a call up. So it's just good to see
Atlanta.
some guys. Yeah. So
Mhm.
hopefully, some of these teams actually keep these guys. I would like to see. I hate seeing Isaiah Thomas in that purple and gold. I hate it with
Mhm.
everything in me. But I love that he got his opportunity to come back.
I agree.
And he
And
needs
balled
to be
out
on the
his
team.
first game
And
too.
balled out. So and I'm proud of him, man. Like he's always gonna be a Celtic. So I don't care what anybody says. That is a Celtics legend. And I hope he's able to, if he's not staying with the Lakers, because I don't think he's going to. Um, I hope that he's able to get on with another team that because anyone could really use him. We could use him honestly.
Exactly. Hmm.
So like anybody could use him. So I don't think it'd be long before he actually signs a longer term deal. And I hope
Hmm.
he does get one because he deserves it. He
For
deserves it.
sure.
He
And
looks
I'm
like
just waiting for
his
Jamal
old self,
Crawford to come back. I'm just waiting for
bro.
Jay crossover back, and then we
Ah,
could have a whole we could do the Drew League on the court,
bro,
bro.
I want to see it.
Crazy.
I want to see it,
Nick Young, let's get some Swaggy P back. We gotta
bro.
do it.
So, yeah, that would be, New York could use him.
For real, J.R. Smith's out there golfing somewhere. Get
Yeah,
J.R. in too, man.
yeah,
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 I think it doesn't hurt anybody. Like at the end of the day, it's just a roster spot that
yeah,
unfortunately now we're sort of just creating because
yeah,
of the situation. I don't mind it. It's just so weird long term. Like it kind of feels messed up, especially to those guys. Like we
yeah,
have you for now, but as soon as everything's good, I'll catch you later. It
yeah, yeah.
feels a little dirty, but like you said, it feels good to see these guys get these opportunities. And moving forward, I just hope, like you said, this is for a reason. Like I hope it's not just continue on as is, and then everyone just keeps on getting sick. Just try to keep these guys away from the team.
Yeah.
Have your little reset period, and which is something I think they should just do it as a league at this point. Because
What's it
even
gonna
the
hurt?
NFL isn't as bad as the NBA right now.
Oh yeah, and that's saying something.
Exactly.
That's saying something. Yeah, how
Exactly. Because their stance is entirely different.
they don't care. They really don't care.
Exactly.
How's your fantasy team affected by these
Dude. I just want to say this didn't start this week. Like it became the big trend now. Like, but especially in fantasy basketball in our league,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the OTS versus MTMV. I swear, I came out that first 2 weeks. I was talking so much shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm scoring almost 2,000 points on these kids. Like, it's
Yeah.
over. And then I lost three straight.
Yeah.
And every week I've been using all my pickups because somebody's going down. I picked up Neil Walker today, and then he goes into the protocols literally 3 hours later.
I dropped
I
him.
just in disbelief, in
Yeah.
disbelief. It's crazy.
Yeah, I dropped him like 2 weeks ago. So I didn't I was hoping someone would get him. I this is the only way I'm able to actually lose.
Mm. You're having a better season than me. This
It's
has
the
brought
only
me
way.
down so bad. It hurts. It hurts.
Like it was my first loss in the league was because of COVID. I lost geez, I forgot. I'm in two different leagues. I don't have Kevin Durant in this league. I have Jesus. Well, who it doesn't matter. I
Mhm.
lost like two significant pieces to COVID that week, and then they came back like a tail end. So it did nothing for my points. Like I was just like, whatever. Lost it. I still, I still been. So yeah, this week, this week is Pirtle. He was big, and Capella, I think. But this week I've lost Mobley, Trey Young, Scott Barnes, Capella, Covington's game got postponed. I had to go get Isaiah Thomas, which I'm glad to get IT, man. That's my
Mhm.
guy, so I'm glad to see him on my team. But yeah, I think Donovan Mitchell was the one who went out for me that week. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm. This is the only way I can actually lose a matchup is because of COVID. So yeah, That's fine. That's fine.
Crazy. In the NFL too, I think in all three of my leagues last week, every one, and I won two of the games. I
Yeah,
scored less than 100 points, and
bro,
that doesn't happen, bro.
bro.
Like it's crazy.
Fantasy football messed me up. COVID really jacked me up. Between COVID and Russell Wilson's slump. When he got hurt and then his slump,
Mhm.
both those things come out because my team. I'm in one league, one fantasy football league, bro. I was number one, and I had the highest projection. I was projected to win the league and everything like that, and at
Mhm.
worst do number two, right? And Wilson goes down. I'm like, I could ride this out. Wrong. Everybody, I think from that week on, like almost like two of my top guys were always just having like off games or whatnot, gone out
Mhm.
with COVID or whatever. I'm just like, yo, now I'm like sub 500s. It's a really good team. Got CD Lamb and Deontay Johnson and Dalvin Cook and like I said, Russell Wilson. So I have a whole squad. It's a good team, but yeah, yeah. COVID will make you lose.
For sure, for sure. I'm so glad that I'm not in no money leagues this year
Oh,
because
I'd be
that would
pissed.
have killed me. Yeah,
I'd be
literally.
pissed, man. Cause yeah, next year I might do it. Uh, because I'm hoping next year that at least COVID, if it's still around, it's more so like, just maybe it is more so classified like the flu or cold type of virus. So if that's
How
the
dare
case,
you? How
I'm
dare you bring
hoping.
that
No, I'm
propaganda on the
no no no
show?
no. I'm praying to God it does that. I'm praying to
I feel
God it
you
does
though.
that because, bro, like one, I don't want to go through that again. Like, God forbid I get COVID again. I don't want to go through that again.
For sure, for
So
sure.
if I were to get it again, and it's just like whatever, it's a little mild stuff. I'll be okay with it. But based just off of selfish reasons, I don't want to lose fantasy matchups because of COVID. I
For
like
sure.
if I'm going to lose a matchup, I'd rather it just be that someone didn't play well or someone's injured.
Mhm.
COVID, like you're already dealing with the fact that you're in a high impact, like this is a high impact sport, right? And these guys can at any second get taken out for a long period of time.
Mhm.
Like it's just like that.
Literally.
Don't add COVID on top of that, bro. Like,
Exactly. Now,
don't,
now
no,
we're facing a raggedy bitch every week too. Like it's not just a regular injury bug. Now we got a raggedy ass COVID
yeah,
coming back. Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. So prayerfully next year, things are calmed down and it's not as serious, but Jesus
For sure.
Christ.
After this segment, I need a shower, bro. I
I
need
know,
a I need a steam shower after this because it just doesn't even feel right talking about it, man.
I
Like
know, I know.
it's crazy. I just find it funny how the whole narrative now isn't even like, I'm worried about them. It's like y'all are messing up the season, bro. Like what's really going on right now? Literally.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, at least with the NBA, like the majority of the players are vaccinated, right? So,
Mhm.
like to me, like I'm still worried about the players and in terms of their health and stuff like that. Anytime someone gets COVID, you hope for the best, right? Because I've known a couple people that have already died from it.
Mhm.
So I hope for the best for the person. But then like the sports fan in me is like, come on.
Come on now. Yeah, for
Come
sure.
on, like, because I got Kevin Durant on my other team, right? Like,
We need you back out there.
I need him back.
Get
Yeah. So,
I'm just saying, get that man some Jergens while he's out, man. We need to
bro,
fix whatever's going down there. We need to fix it.
look,
And now's the time to get it together, KD. That's all I
this is
gotta
the
say.
perfect
Go to the
time to get.
barber, get a fade,
No, look,
clean it up,
this
bro.
this is the perfect time for a sponsorship for him. It's the
I agree.
perfect opportunity. It's the winter time. You're in New York. Gold
And
Bond,
do it.
Jurgens,
I was gonna say, do it just
Avino,
like the fucking Shaq commercials, bro. Like as
someone.
cringe as possible, as cringe as you
Yeah,
can make it, and it'll come
yeah,
on late night TV,
yeah.
and
No one's
and
got to see
moms
it.
will somehow fall in love with Kevin Durant, and that'll be the story. That'll be the next story. Crazy.
It makes sense,
Just you got to embrace it. Especially in today's age, they're
bro.
not gonna let you forget it. So
Nah,
you just
social
gotta
media will like
bring it
because
on.
we're still. Oh, we can get into this too because But social media still won't get over Nate Robinson's knockdown.
Oh man, yeah.
He's, you know what I'm saying. What were your
Oh
did you?
man.
What were your thoughts with this Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley?
Oh man, of the fight that happened now or that one?
Yeah, no,
Oh
that
man,
one that was,
crazy.
but this one
This
was
one,
Woodley.
all right. So I'm gonna admit that I need to shower after that one too. I'm gonna admit I watched it from the beginning, and that's where I had an issue. I watched the Darren
Yes.
Williams Frank Gore fight.
Oh,
I was
okay.
surprised.
I
I
thought you
was
meant
surprised.
the beginning of the fight, not the beginning of the card.
Yeah, I watched that whole thing.
Okay,
I
okay.
was in it for the long haul. Um, and so first of all, the undercard, eh, terrible, like
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
Everything went to decision. The Amanda Serrano fight was really fun because she's a face forward kind of pressure fighter and
Mm-hmm.
brought it to the other girl. God bless her. She looked so like she looked like a different person after
She
the fight.
did.
Her face
She
was all
she,
swelled up.
she did.
So that one was fun.
Yeah.
But the Darren Williams Frank Gore fight, it was the shit. So I knew it was gonna be. I just want to say
Mm-hmm.
that. Shout
Yeah.
out to Saif Sayoud, coach of Fortis MMA. He was in his corner, and I never heard him. Like this is how you know it's a different level of bag that he's getting with these guys versus the UFC fighters,
Yeah.
because I've never heard him that positive in the corner. Like this guy is like, you just got to keep throwing out your jab and you got this. Like he's being all types of encouraging. You
Yeah.
watch the other, you watch the other one. I want to show you the clip. There's a famous clip of him talking to one of his fighters. It's a heavyweight fight. He's like, he's a big old Mexican with a big old head. You're not gonna knock him out. He's just screaming at his guys. So I was like, yeah, he's getting some money tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's a
I
different
actually
level of
was
urgency.
literally. I'm pretty impressed with Darren Williams. He said he's not gonna ever box again, and even more respect to him. But he
Yeah,
actually,
he
you could
shouldn't.
tell even before that that he definitely had some training.
Yeah.
Because by the third round, I would say all discipline just sort of went out the window,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was a slog fest. Like it was horrible. Like
Yeah.
that fight turned ugly real quick.
Yeah.
But Darren Williams actually had some skill with that 1-2 and staying behind the shoulder. He looked all right.
Yeah.
Now for the main event, dude. So I'm not gonna lie, we was 2 rounds away from not having to deal with this shit again.
I
You
know.
know how happy that would have made me?
I know.
I was so mad that that happened for so many reasons. Let's just get right into it. The fight was atrocious
It was
on both sides.
trash.
It was terrible.
That was
It was
garbage.
just a clinch fest, literally a
Yeah.
clinch fest.
Yeah.
And both guys, I found it so weird how tentative Jake was. Because yeah, you got touched up in the first one. You
Yeah.
could argue Tyron landed the better strike of the whole fight,
Mm-hmm.
but you everybody knows you have more power than him, like, and you're more willing to throw than
And
him. Why
reach.
he was doing the Klitschko thing out there? He was
Yeah.
jabbing and clinching. Like
Yeah.
what is? I was so confused. I'm like, there's no
Yeah.
way this was your game plan. Like
That
I
was
was
his
just
plan.
I know, which is why I was so baffled. Like, how was
Yeah.
that your game plan? How did you
Yeah.
come across? If anything, you would think that would be Tyron's game plan, considering he's coming from MMA.
Mm-hmm.
But the I just want to say that knockout was bad. I hope that Woodley does not fight for a couple of months, because when you see a guy fall face forward, I'm gonna ask you all at home, anybody out there that's saying it's fake, because I saw so many people trying to say that it was a fix.
Oh.
Oh, Jake Paul lifted his hand and told him the shot was coming. Listen, I did. I'm telling y'all right
I
now,
didn't hear that one.
telling you right now, go to your living room and throw
Yeah.
yourself face forward and tell me if you can land on the floor without
Yeah.
putting your hands out. You
Yeah.
won't.
Nah.
You're gonna try
Oh
to
no, he
protect
was knocked
yourself.
out. Yeah, he
He
was
was
knocked out.
out cold, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fell nose first on
Mhm.
the canvas.
Yeah.
Those are the worst knockouts. When you see them fall like that, I just want to say shout out to the ref. He knew it was over immediately. Like there's
Oh
no
yeah.
reason to count.
Yeah.
Just you went out sad, bro. Like you went out in a way that honestly I expected from the beginning. I thought that would have happened in the first fight.
Mhm.
So the fact that it happened in that one and the way it happened is so annoying, because now they could use that clip where he's screaming at Ariel. He's like, "I'm gonna fuck him up, Ariel. I'm
Yep.
gonna fuck him up." Now they could
Yep.
actually use it because he knocked him out.
Yep.
But that does not tell the story of the fight at all. In my opinion, it was garbage. And I'm more convinced than ever that Tommy Fury is absolutely going to destroy him, which is why now he's trying to box Julio Cesar Chavez which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Just ducking any sort of viable matchup in any capacity. But the less I can see of Jake Paul, the happier I will be.
Mhm.
Everyone's sort of waiting for the day of reckoning and saying he's gonna fight somebody good and he's gonna mess up. No, that's not
Mhm.
gonna happen. You really think this guy has designs of being a champion? He does not.
Bro.
He's trying to make his money and leave, and don't
Which and
expect anything
I
else.
commend him for that. I like salute because anyone that can go get money like that, I got nothing but respect. I I'll say this though, he is he is probably the best thing to happen to boxing since Mayweather, just because of being a bringing, just because he's bringing notoriety. I mean, not notoriety, eyes to
Mm-hmm.
the sport. That's it. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's bringing casual fans to see, and he's also getting other athletes paid, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they're making money. So like from that perspective, I respect Jake Paul and what's his name, brother Logan. I
Mm-hmm.
respect them for doing that, but that's where it stops
Sure.
because like this dude is not a boxer. He's not a boxer. All you gotta do is look at his footwork. He's not a boxer,
Mm-hmm.
which is why
He
I'm
hits
pissed
hard
off.
though. Like he's juiced up. He
Bro,
hits hard.
he
Like
can hit hard.
let's not make a mistake about it.
He can hit hard, but see, like it's one of those things where like if within the sport of boxing and in MMA, honestly, like all it takes is one shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just get one lucky shot and like it changes the landscape for the rest of the fight, right? That can happen. So to me, that's more so how I look at him. That's the kind of fighter he is.
Mm-hmm.
Just get that one shot, and it changes everything. Um, Tyron Woodley, you said you don't want to see him box for a few months.
For
I
at
don't
least a year after
I don't
that,
want to see him fight again.
he's gonna. He's gonna.
I I don't want to see it.
I agree though.
I don't want to see it because here's the thing: him getting knocked out, like he lost to Paul the first time, right? That went to decision
Went out sad in that one too.
and went out
Let's be
sad in
clear
that.
about
Yeah,
that word.
yeah. Like it wasn't like a close fight, but you get knocked out by a novice.
Exactly.
And here's the thing: like, and I was arguing with someone about this the other day because they were telling me I said he let his guard down. He was like, nah, he didn't. I said no. He went over. He said Paul went over the guard. I said no. He dropped his hand because he was measuring, right? Like and like Paul timed it.
Mhm.
Hand up, hand down, hand up, hand down, and then all of a sudden that shot went right there. It's not rocket science. He
Mhm.
paid attention to the pattern. That's all he did. And for an experienced fighter like Woodley to go in there, stand in front of a man that you know has that kind of shot and drop your guard. Kamara Usman said right after the fight, "This is not my fault. It is solely your fault." It is solely your fault because ever since he lost to Usman, that's all he's done is lost. Like
Mhm.
that's it. In MMA and in boxing, that's all he has done. And he has talked a good game leading up to those fights.
That's
That
what keeps
makes
him
you
in him. Yep.
that's what yeah, makes you think, it's possible he could do it. No, no, it's not
I think
possible anymore.
the funniest narrative. I don't know if you ever heard that single he came out with Wiz, the "I'll Beat Your Ass" song. That you never heard of this?
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Tyron
Meme
Woodley.
material. Meme. How do you not know about that?
I didn't
Dude,
see
that is
that.
I gotta send it to you, bro. It is hilarious. And it is the most cringe thing ever. The chorus is literally, "I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass." Bro, ever since that song came out, he is 0-6. And I'm gonna be real. The tragedy of this whole thing, the tragedy of this whole thing is I don't think he's a bad fighter. He's not a bad fighter. If he was in MMA still, it'll actually be a competition. Now the issue here is I you said that he's a novice, but let's be clear about something. I don't want to hear anything about the you got knocked out by a Disney kid narrative anymore, because you cannot say that anymore.
No, no,
Yes,
no,
he
no.
is a
Yeah,
novice,
yeah,
but he has dedicated himself to training, and this is what he's been doing for the last 3 years now, right?
yeah,
This is
yeah,
all he's been doing,
yeah.
which is why I take Jake much more serious than his brother Logan,
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
Logan is not on that same level as Jake
Yeah,
as
yeah,
far as the time he's putting in and the actual growth that you see in his skills.
yeah,
The problem with Tyron even before this was his sort of tentativeness and inability to pull the trigger. He's
yeah,
just been unable to throw punches. And the
yeah.
last time we saw him really open up was against Luke, and that
Mm-hmm,
fight was a barn burner. Like, and
mm-hmm,
it
mm-hmm,
lasted only one round. It
mm-hmm.
ended with him getting rocked and submitted, but he actually was able to land some good shots, and you saw that vintage Tyron burst.
Right, right.
Now it just feels like we're waiting for something that's never going to happen. Like, we're waiting for the genie to come out, and we're rubbing that lamp, and it's not happening.
Yeah.
And I think the saddest part about this whole thing is, and nobody talks about this, is every person that Jake is fighting is not only handpicked in the way that they're MMA fighters, they're not boxers.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the same size. Like, these
At
dudes are
all, at
size
all.
matters so much in combat sports. When you think about in the 1980s era, the golden age of boxing,
Mm-hmm.
there was champions that were going up 6 pounds to try to face other champions and getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Multiple sort of instances of this happening.
Yes.
That's how much weight matters in this
Yes.
sport,
Yes.
especially in combat sports.
Yes.
And he's fighting guys that are easily 10, 15, 20 pounds lighter than him on a regular. That's
Yes.
the only guys he's fighting.
Yeah.
So what do you expect?
And
Like,
then he's got
it's
the
all
height and reach advantage.
exactly height, reach, drugs. Because I swear that man is not natural. You can tell just by the way he just by the way he's grown in the last 3 years physically.
Yeah. Yeah.
On top of, and this is the most important part, his absolute refusal to take any drug tests.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
stipulation for the Tommy Fury fight, and he straight up said no.
Yeah.
So we already know what it is. Let's be
Of
clear.
course. Of
And
course.
when you have someone that's on gear and that's training their ass off, I don't doubt. Like, he was saying some things in the lead up to this one about how he's sort of already feeling the
Mm-hmm.
effects of brain damage
Mm-hmm.
from training and competing.
Mm-hmm.
And I all respect to him for not only doing it but also talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
The reality of it is, what are you doing it for? Yeah, you're gonna make money, but you're not gonna get to that level. And my
No.
thing is, I don't think he's gonna try. There's never gonna be a moment
No.
where
Not
we
at
get
all.
a Jake Paul versus an active boxer
Mm-mm.
in that weight class. It's not happening.
Mm-mm.
It'll have to be some situation where he's fighting Oscar De La Hoya
Mm-hmm.
or Mike Tyson. And like you said, all respect for being able to make a lane for yourself, because that's what he did. There's nobody else doing these things. There's so many there's more failed promotions than there are successful promotions.
Yes.
And the fact that he's able to make his own lane, it's just a shame that Showtime has gotten involved in this, because
Yeah.
now you're making these fans that aren't a part of boxing
Yes.
think that this is a part of boxing in some way, and it is
Yeah.
so removed. It is what it is. It's a freak show. And
Mm-hmm.
then the last thing on the Tyrant thing, I feel like, um, yes, it was a timing thing with the hands, but it
Mm-hmm.
was a feint thing too. He caught him with the feint and had
That's
him
true.
thinking that overhand was coming. He
That's true.
went to parry a punch that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And that's why he ended up getting flatlined like that.
Yeah.
And that can happen to anybody. Like, let's
Yeah.
just be
Yeah.
real about that.
For
It's
sure.
not anything bad about Tyron. That can happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he's gonna be meme material for the rest of his life for
Oh,
that.
bro,
And
I
you
don't
signed on the dotted line for it. Like,
for
that's
sure.
on you.
I don't know. I don't know if he's really gonna have a if put it like this, if he wants to be a coach in MMA or a trainer or anything like that, if he wants to do anything like that, I don't know if anyone's really gonna take him seriously right now.
For sure.
Like
And I
he's gonna
don't
have to
think
prove it.
and I don't think champs of that level do well as coaches anyway. And I think
Right,
a weird
right.
part about it for him is, even in his championship run,
Mm-hmm.
he's not someone that takes advice well. Like,
Exactly.
his
Yeah.
corner will be imploring him, bro, I need combinations from you. Like, I need you to come forward and throw combinations.
Right.
And then he'll go out there and do the same thing where he's backing up against the fence and letting them come up and pressure him.
Mm-hmm.
And th- it's not because where I find it so weird is there has to be some sort of disconnect, because there's no way you're throwing combos in training and then you're going out to the fight and you suddenly lose your ability to do that. Like,
Yeah.
at some point you got to know who your fighter is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like there shouldn't have been a lane for him to go into boxing in the first place, because he
Yeah.
was having those issues in MMA. Those
Exactly.
the,
Exactly.
that was a problem for 4 fights straight before he had that last brutal club and sub loss,
Mm-hmm.
where you're not even trying to win. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's be fair, you're not
Mm-hmm.
even trying, because you're so afraid of what could happen, what's coming
Mm-hmm.
back at you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very real. That happens to a lot of guys later on in their career.
Oh yeah.
But this is a 24-year-old guy fighting a 39-year-old man.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
what did you expect? Like, that's how I feel. What did you
Yeah.
expect?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't want to see him fight anymore at all.
Mm.
To me, and I tweeted this that night though. He should be banned from all sports. I don't care if it's tennis,
He can't
badminton.
show up at your flag football league, bro.
He can't play Uno. I don't want to see him do anything. Just sit there, be quiet. Like don't even play 2K, bro. I like nothing.
Mm.
Just leave it
Yeah.
all alone. Leave it all alone. This is bad. This looks really bad. And the fact on top of this, I saw another video, I think Sunday or Monday, where he and Paul were actually sitting down with Ariel, doing like an
Mhm.
interview, face off type thing. And Paul gave him a Rolex, and he opens it up. He's like, "Oh, this is nice." He said, Ariel asked him why he gives him. He said, "Oh, this is time. It's time. You're gonna get knocked out." I was like, and the fact that he called this, he said it like 3 or 4 times before this
Mhm.
fight that he was gonna knock him out. And the fact that he did it, I like, yeah, now we're not gonna until someone's got to stop him. Like, and this is I'm tired of it
Mhm.
from like a fan perspective. Like, I can't say I'm like the biggest boxing fan, right? But I've loved boxing since I was a kid, and to see this kind of a mockery of the sport, it's just like
Mhm.
I'm tired of that. Both Paul brothers I need to see get knocked out, and I need them. We're never going to see them go against, like, because he's talking about Masvidal. He's not going against Masvidal. He's not doing that. He's not
Mhm.
doing that. It's just not happening. And Masvidal, you know, you can say what you want about him on a personal level, but as a fighter, he's like, I mean, he got did in by Usman, but you know,
That was
he's
the only time he's ever been
that's the
knocked
only
out in his
time.
career, literally. Yep.
Yeah. So like, I wouldn't play with him. Like, that's not that ain't the
And the
guy.
sad part is, I think even if he fights Masvidal, he wins, because, like I said, this man is 20
That,
pounds plus larger than these guys.
but
Why
see,
don't
I
you call
also
out
don't
a middleweight?
I don't think
Like,
we're gonna see it though. That's the thing.
yeah,
I still don't think we're gonna see it because
yeah,
I don't even think Masvidal is done with the UFC.
yeah, exactly.
So
He isn't.
like, you got to come to the UFC for that to happen, and he ain't come to the UFC. Like,
That's what I'm saying. That's
he's
that's
not
the
going that
funniest part
octagon.
about all this
Yeah.
MMA versus boxing stuff. You don't see any
uh,
boxing besides Clarissa Shields, and she had struggles in her first match where she almost lost and then lost the second fight.
yeah.
It all makes sense. It all
Yeah.
makes sense why these guys are calling these people out. And sadly, I don't think he's gonna ever give us the chance to have the satisfaction to see him get knocked out.
No,
I
that's
think
why he
he's gonna
should just
keep.
retire.
Oh
Retire
no,
5 and
he's not.
0.
Why
He
would he?
should.
Why would he?
Yeah, you're
Why
feeling the
would he?
effects. You're right. You're feeling the
Yeah, that's
effects.
true.
You're not able to talk to your girlfriend sometimes, right? Like you've already said this. Like,
Hmm.
just call it a career. But you know what? He like if we're talking about someone from MMA that could actually transition into boxing,
Dude, I think Anderson
out of
Silva,
out of
old
Sonya.
old Andy Silva would knock him the hell out, and that's just because it's somewhat closer to the weight difference.
Yeah.
But I think
Adesanya
even
would be a good candidate too,
and that'll
because
never happen.
and that'll
That'll
never
never
happen.
happen. Yeah,
Nah, we saw him in kickboxing. He was just in kickboxing alone as precise as he was back then, and now it's
oh man,
younger Adesanya.
dude,
If you
that's
get
my header on Twitter. I don't know if
and
you ever
now,
saw,
nah,
dude. There was this one fight where he head kicked the guy, And as he was drop counting, he goes to the corner and he lays across the ropes in the corner.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
that's my
yeah, yeah,
header.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Crazy. Like
Yeah.
the skill, even though he's more so of a kicker than a puncher, in my opinion, I
Hmm.
think, yeah, he would get destroyed by Adesanya and any professional boxer, like
Hmm.
any boxer, even with the weight disparity, he would lose.
Yeah. Oh, for
Because
sure.
they have this is what they do,
Yeah.
like even
Yeah.
though he has been training solely doing this, this is still, it's not like he is a boxer. He is
Right.
someone that is trained in boxing,
Hmm.
but he doesn't have those chops in that way. And I disagree in that way, though. I feel like there's no way that he retires. Like, as long as the gravy's coming in, you're gonna keep the gravy train
Oh,
running.
you're
Like,
still.
that's all that it's about.
Yeah. No, I agree. He's not going to, but he should.
Yeah, yeah.
He
For
should.
all of our sanities.
Yeah. Yeah. And just go out saying, hey, I'm undefeated. Like,
Mhm. Yeah. And
and you can put yourself up there in terms of like bringing eyes to the sport. You can't really
dude
say
had
the
a
same thing.
Splatoon belt talking about I'm the
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah.
Like, it
I
is just so cringe.
Who
And
is
people
actually
people believe
buying
it.
tickets to go to this event? That's what I'm trying to
17
understand.
year olds, bro. Do
Who?
you see the crowds? It looks
No,
like
I'm
prom
not.
night, bro. It looks like prom night. Look up like vines and stuff. Well, I said Vine. That's how you know I'm an old head. Look
Why?
up
Oh
look up
my god.
TikToks, bro.
Yeah.
TikToks from the night of the fight. It looks like prom night, bro. They're all teenagers
Jeez.
there. And if you're
Yeah.
not teenagers, you're parents with your teenagers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that's why I find it interesting that you say, he's bringing a lot of eyes to boxing. I don't think it's the same audience. Like, I don't think the
Oh
guys
no
that are
no no
showing up
no
to watch these fights are
no.
showing up to watch the next pay-per-view. I
They're
really
not.
don't.
They're not. But I'm saying at least for Showtime though, like
Yep, that's true.
it's something for them because like you throw in a couple of. I mean, I don't like the fact that they're signed on with this either, but they're bringing on other athletes and celebrities to come in and do different matches, and I mean, more power to them. You're gonna cut the check. Fine. I'll go in for 8 rounds, but like like, come on, man, come on.
Yeah, literally. It's
I,
crazy.
for boxing is like you would never see this with MMA. You will never see this with MMA. So
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But let's go ahead and get into this. Well, this week 16.
Yes, sir. Week 16. We
Jesus.
got three more left, if I'm counting right.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Man.
So what we got? We got what is
Yeah,
this
right now we got
right now?
49ers Titans. Let me check the score right now, just so we could get the live. We're still gonna pick this one. Actually, I'm not even gonna
Yes.
check the score. Let's just do it as if we don't know what's going on.
Yes.
49ers at Titans.
Yes.
So I just want to say last week, Niners looking good, man.
Hmm.
And this is the Niners we sort of saw coming at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But weren't able to find their way. I think they had an awesome performance, obviously against the Falcons, but you take your
Hmm.
wins where you could get them. And I think that's 2 weeks in a row where they really showed up as a team. Titans struggled last week. Like let's be
Yes.
real about it. The Titans
Yes.
struggled last week, and I didn't expect them to lose to the Steelers. And early on, it didn't look like they were going to lose. But game got away from them late. It's understandable. As you mentioned again, they got some of their stars back this week. We got AJ Brown coming back. That
Hmm.
should definitely bode well for them, especially at home. Um, this is a game where I'm a little afraid that the Niners need it a little bit more,
Hmm.
which concerns me for the Titans because they're still trying to get that bye week. But I don't know, man. Something's in the air with this one. I don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger, but this is more competitive than it looks like on paper.
I'm going Niners, and that's mainly because I don't think the Titans win a game convincingly without Henry.
Yeah,
I like, especially this time of the season. I don't see it. I didn't look at the score yet, but I mean AJ Brown's back, but he's back off coming from COVID. So how well is he going to play? I need him to play well.
exactly.
I need him to play well for my fantasy team. I need it. I need it.
Hmm.
But how well is he actually going to play? That's like, especially against this team. I don't. I get there at home. I don't know that I can trust the Titans right now. they've
And
they've
I
let they've let a couple go that just don't make any sense this year.
and I think the biggest part is, like you said, them not having a consistent run game has really affected Tannehill. I think there's been a
Yes,
lot of
yes.
times where you see that third down fatigue, where
Hmm.
they're going through the play call and he looks a little annoyed, like he knows he's about to go throw again, like
Yeah.
he knows he's about to go throw again,
And the defense
and
knows too.
exactly, exactly, they need it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really wanted to pick the Titans at home here, like I really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But you're right, man. I don't think my main issue with it though, I'm not gonna lie to you, is I still feel like the Niners are a team that has an identity that
Hmm.
is trying to be another team. Like I think
Yes.
that
Yes.
has been their story all
Yes.
season. If they were a team that ran the ball 25 times plus consistently, I will feel much
Hmm.
better picking them on the
Hmm.
weekly basis. Um, but yeah, I think I have to go Niners here too, just for the sheer fact that Tannehill has been looking like a mess, and
Yeah.
like you said, it's just too much against them at this point.
Yeah. What's the score currently?
Let me see. Here we go. Bleacher reports. Sorry, guys. This is horrible radio, by the way. 10-0 San Francisco. So we're on the right side of
All
that
right.
one.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
That
It's
works. That
looking good
works.
so far. Looking good so far.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Browns at Lambeau Field. This is one that I do not know how to feel about. I do not know how to feel about. I thought once I found out that Lamar wasn't playing, that my Ravens had no chance last week. And the fact that if we would have kicked the field goal on the opening drive, we would have won that game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that comes back to haunt me.
Yeah.
But I don't think that game in the grand scheme of things is as big a deal as it should be, as it feels for me.
Yeah.
But I think I got
I
no
actually
reason
forgot
to
about
trust
it
the
already.
I got no reason to trust the Browns, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It makes sense. Shout out my boy
Yeah.
Chase McSorley, just doing his damn thing, bro. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
had
Yeah.
Mark Andrews telling people he's gonna be a star in this league for a long time, and I really believe that. I think
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of teams trying to see what package they can put together to try to get him. But who knows? Who knows? But
Hold on
this
to him.
Browns versus Packers, man, I hate everything about the Browns. Like
Yeah.
I don't care that they won against my team going into the bye week. Like they're coming out of the bye week,
Yeah.
so they're not as banged up as they have been. But they're still a team that once again their identity is all messed up, and that whole trade with why am I blanking on his name right now? Please help me. I'm not memeing to the Rams. He went to the Rams.
Oh. Um. OJ. OBJ.
Yes,
Yeah.
OBJ. Ever since that whole debacle, I think they've been trying to like prove that they can throw the ball, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
which is hilarious. Like this is not the time for that, y'all. That was before. Like now's the time to double down on the run game, which is the one good thing y'all really have going
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
offense. Um, I think this is going to be a high scoring game, but I think the Packers pull this one out at home.
Yeah. Packers win this game. I have no reason to trust the Browns.
Yep. And then this
That's
one
just
I
the
think puts them out of contention as well for the title. I mean for the
yeah.
title for playoffs.
Yeah. I don't I don't know, man. I the Browns, and I saw someone say this earlier today, which I'm still kind of confused by. They said that I don't know who needs to hear this, but Baker Mayfield is a top, what do you say, 13 or top 15 quarterback in the league.
I
And
don't
I'm
know what
like,
stat sheet they're looking
I
at.
don't, I don't, I, I don't either. Because I mean, dude's not even like someone. One of the guys I follow is Eagles fan. He said, yeah, I mean, he'd be. That's not true. He said he'd be a third string quarterback on the Eagles team. And I thought about it. Yeah, he's not even better than Gardner Minshew.
Hmm.
So like, I don't know. Like we talked about this 2 weeks ago, but there's gonna be a lot of teams that are looking for backup quarterbacks. Like that's gonna be the
Hmm.
market that they get in these quarterbacks. And Gardner Minshew and your backup, I forgot his name again.
Yeah, Trace McSorley.
Yeah, those are gonna be two guys that I know a lot of teams are gonna try and get. Baker Mayfield I don't know. I
You know what's
don't
the
know
funniest part
if he's
about it
gonna
though?
what.
This season he set a Browns franchise record. for most passing yards per per attempt, which is like 7.7.
Yo,
Hilarious.
is that because they've gone through like 30 quarterbacks in like the last
20 years.
10? Yeah,
Yeah,
like
literally. Just speaks of
who else is there?
how abysmal y'all have been literally as an organization for years now. For years now. Y'all got to get that elf out of the building. I'm
God,
saying it,
yeah,
Brownie the
yeah,
elf,
yeah.
leave. Leave that place alone because I feel like this is on you at this point. They would have been better off. Hot take right here. They would have been better off putting Manziel in the right AA facility and getting him right because he would have been doing better than Baker is. And all due respect, once again, I feel bad because he's had a nightmare season from having banged up shoulder, feet, toes, like everything. My man's
Yeah,
is head to toe.
yeah,
Just he looks like towards the end of a fighting game when
yeah.
nobody could get the knockout and the bar is just all red. Like that. That is Baker Mayfield this season. So
Yeah.
I definitely feel bad for him. I don't think he's as bad as he looked this season. But
Hmm.
even before this season, he wasn't considered a good
No,
quarterback.
no.
So
He was
yeah,
just he was serviceable.
exactly. Miss me with that
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I'm good on that. So yeah, I can't. To me, I can't trust the Browns in general right now. And they're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be one of those really good teams coming into the season. They'll be one of those really
Exactly.
high powerful teams.
I
Yeah,
could
but
trust their defense, but when you're facing a
yeah,
team like
but
the Packers,
yeah, like
it
come on
doesn't
now.
matter.
It doesn't matter. Nah. Mm.
Yeah,
There's like maybe a handful of defenses I could probably say that I would trust actually going against Aaron Rodgers right now.
exactly.
That's not one.
Exactly. But all right, this one, I'm not going to lie. This one, in my opinion, is one of the hardest games to pick all week, bro.
Okay.
Colts at Cardinals. Now, Cardinals just gave the L, just gave the first W to the Lions,
Bro.
which I didn't I
The
there's
second
literally
one.
you could go
The
back
second.
last week. Oh yeah, you're right. The second one. You could go back last week and we were like, there's no way they lose against the Lions. And
Yeah.
of course they lose, they find a way to, and it wasn't even close.
It
Like
wasn't
they shut it down in the
from the
fourth
beginning.
quarter. Literally. Literally. I don't know what that was, but you can't feel like confident about that team, especially when they're facing a team that literally just upset the Patriots as well and
Yeah.
looked really damn good doing it. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not doing this is a great example of a team that knows who they are.
Hmm.
Carson Wentz isn't out here throwing 40 passes a game. Like they know who they are, they know where their bread is buttered, and they're going for it. And you love it. Honestly, you love it. I think he's really solidified his chance at MVP. And if they win this one, I mean, it'll be a travesty if Tom Brady doesn't win it because he literally has 36 touchdowns, 4,400 yards. But I could really see a scenario where Colts come up big in this one, and then the JT for MVP talk is just a complete written at that point.
I'm choosing the Colts.
Damn, I
I'm
wanted you to pick
I'm
the I
choosing
wanted you to
no.
pick the card so bad, bro.
You know why I'm not choosing the Cardinals right now?
Mhm.
They don't have Hopkins.
Yep.
Without Hopkins, this team is different. They look a little different, and for some reason, right now, they're like everything seems to be kind of like off.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but um, this is a team that and then, like we talked about this like what 4 weeks ago. Like this, like Super Bowl team, right? But if you don't have DeAndre Hopkins, I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know what they actually are. I mean, they're still a
Mhm.
good team, but they're not that team that you could confidently say. So I'm choosing the Colts. Um, I would like to say, this is not directed toward you, but everyone else I had to hear. I had it for the last 2 years. I had to hear a lot of people go at me about Carson Wentz and how he's not a good quarterback. He's horrible. Like whatever. He's always hurt. All this stuff, right? All I kept saying, put him in the right system. We saw him in the right system that Super Bowl year, which was with Frank Reich. You balance the offense between the running game and the passing game. There you go. That's Carson Wentz right there, MVP level type of quarterback.
You can't say that's happening this season though. Like
no,
let's get it straight.
No. I'm not saying he's having an MVP level season this year. Not saying that, but that season that we saw. That's what he was doing. That's what was going on.
Undoubtedly,
because Frank was calling the plays. As soon as it went to Doug Peterson, everything went down the drain. You know what I'm saying? So I just everyone I had to hear slander from, and I had to defend Carson Wentz for like 2.5 years straight. Still a good quarterback. I still said this last year, even when he was when everything was bad last year. Still a good quarterback. It's just you gotta have the right system. He's in the right system. He's flourishing in the right system. You know, like this is why I hate when people get down on players just because they're having a bad season, like a bad season. Come on, man.
Yeah, literally.
Let's stop living in this little bubble where we're just looking at the here and now. Let's take everything within context, and then have the discussion.
I think that's hilarious that we have that discussion right after we talk about Baker, though, because I feel like we could say the same thing about Baker in a way. If he ends up in the right scenario, I feel like he can work things out.
Where
he's in the right scenario, you know what I'm saying? You just got to do it the right way.
Since he's not, if he's in the right scenario and he's not making the best out of this right now.
It's the personnel issue. It's a personnel issue, but
I don't know because when Odell first got there. You had Odell, you had Landry, you had Kareem Hunt. You see what I'm saying? Like you had all these guys, all these weapons around you. Njoku.
Yeah.
You had all these players. You had a nice line. I wouldn't say it was a great line, but it was a nice line. It was okay. It wasn't bad.
Shout out Njoku, by the way. I went to school with his adopted sister. So random, but yeah. So random. Wow. At Fordham, I took some classes with her. But anyway,
nice.
I am gonna go. So this is one of the rare games where I see value on both sides.
Right.
And I wanted you to pick the Cardinals so bad so I could pick the Colts. But now that you picked the Colts, I'm picking the Cardinals. The reason being is literally I feel like a lot of people underestimate their other receivers. I feel like Rondale Moore, if other teams had Rondale Moore, he may even be in the Rookie of the Year conversation just because he's behind so much depth at that position. I think that they have a chance, especially if their defense shows up and makes some plays, they're going to win a shootout against the Colts, in my opinion. At home, I think that's what matters. Being able to fall back on your defense a little bit. And I mean, the fact that James Conner made the Pro Bowl this season, I think is really going to boost him and really sort of let him have a big game in this one, because everyone's going to be talking about the running back for the other team. So I saw value in both these teams, but I won't be surprised if either one of them wins, to be honest. So that's why I'm really looking forward to this one. Saturday night, the marquee, they couldn't have picked a better one, especially at this point in the season. Colts making that late season push, great theater overall for sure.
Oh, and shout out to Carson Wentz for playing all those percentages snaps that we needed for that first round pick. Thank you, my guy.
Oh yes, sir. You did it. You did it. Sir. Oh man, you couldn't be happier. I mean, and their record isn't too high either, so that pick might be looking. I don't know. It might be looking swell. It might be looking swell. Next up, Lions in Atlanta. the absolute garbage bowl. This is better than Jaguars versus Houston last week, though.
Yeah. She might go with the Lions on this one. I
was about to say, don't do it, bro. Don't pick the Falcons, bro.
They're playing in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, they're in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm picking the Lions on this one, man.
So am I. That team is better than people says they are,
and they get those fast starts.
Exactly. They come out ready to play.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about Dan Campbell. He became a meme this season.
Yeah.
But I think even in the scenario you're in, you see how a guy like Urban Meyer could lose the locker room. He didn't lose. He is nowhere near that. Everyone rallies around him, and the fact that they come out ready to play every week, it really speaks to that. Like they're not a good team, but they're out there playing. Exactly. They're not out there trying to lose. Like they're not out there. They didn't give up on themselves, and I think that's something that's really hard to do when you're a 2-win team.
Yeah. Let me ask you something, because I was thinking about this week after they won this game. I know we talk about coach of the year in terms of like who has the most wins and all that stuff, right? Who plays all that stuff, right? Would it not make sense that he's technically like coach of the year?
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Because
Who else is there?
when you think about it, like you just said, like they've won 2 games out of this season, two, and possibly 3 this year, this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
But right now they've won 2 games, and no one gave up.
They've
Like
only been blown out once, literally.
That, exactly. Like this the team is not a great team, but every week they seem to like be like, you know what? Cool. We lost that one, but we'll tweak this. We'll tweak that. And they seem to be doing it like and building on what they've learned from the loss. Like, isn't that what a coach is supposed to do?
What 2-win team has that level of chemistry?
Who,
like these guys love playing with each other. Like you can see it.
What 2-win team has that feel good of a story?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's true.
I can see the argument. I mean, I know people are gonna probably
it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen, you know, but
yeah.
I can see the argument for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to see it. I would like to see it because he to me he deserves it. That's a hard job to do. Like and keep everybody engaged, and you just started winning.
Exactly.
Season was over. You just started winning. Nah, man.
That's literally.
That's a
and you had at least I could think of 3 off the top of my head games that you lost on a field goal. Or games that you lost on the last possession.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to hold your head on. I think in a way the tanking gods sort of helped them out this season. I think they're going to get a really good pick.
Yeah.
But they're not anywhere as bad as the Jaguars or Houston, or I would say even the Jets. Even the Jets. I don't think they're as bad as the Jets. Shout out my boy Chris. I'm sorry I got to do a team like that the week after you leave. I don't think they're as bad as that team. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. To me, I think it'd be a good conversation to have at least to see.
I will not be surprised if Russell Gage goes off though, and they just get destroyed this week.
I wouldn't be shocked either. Nah. I wouldn't be shocked, but I'm not choosing Atlanta.
Yeah. Not gonna do it. Not gonna be able to do it. Shout out my boy. Shout out my boy Jalen Rose, man. We can't do this. Not this week.
Nah.
All right. This next one's actually fun. We could actually have some fun with this. Rams at Vikings. This means a lot to the Vikings.
It means a lot to us.
Oh yeah, for sure. Gotta have a prayer. You know, gotta have a prayer.
Yeah.
I think the Rams are really in a good spot at this point in the season. You know, they got the monkey off their back, getting that win against the Cardinals. I think that did a lot for them mentally. I think that they know now that they can perform. They're getting Odell involved every week. He's getting a touchdown. Offensively was never the problem with them, though. I think defensively, they need to have a Chiefs-like resurgence where their defense is actually showing up and making some plays and putting them in a position to have easier games. But this one's tricky, man. This one's tricky. JJ made the Pro Bowl and is en route to be breaking a lot of Randy Moss's records there in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I hope this one is a shootout. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
But you can't go against the Rams here, right? Even though they're on the road.
No, you can't. Nah. I like Minnesota as well as Justin Jefferson is playing this year. I cannot take that team over the Rams. I just can't. Matt Stafford. No.
Yes, sir.
No. I am not taking Kyle. Not Kyle. I was say Kyle Rudolph. I'm not going to take Kirk Cousins. I'm not taking Kirk Cousins over Matt Stafford. So yeah, I'm taking the Rams on this one as well.
No, sir, we do not like that. We're taking the Rams in this one. Next up, we got Jaguars at Jets. Just criminal. This schedule is just criminal. What they've been doing lately. These last 3 weeks, there's been a bunch of toilet bowl games. Like it's like what's going on here?
Yeah, they've been.
They knew actually, honestly, I kind of like them towards the end of the season because it actually means something.
Yeah.
In the tankathon, which is I don't know. That might be a shrewd move right there. Y'all convinced me.
Yeah.
Man, you go with the Jets at home, right? Right?
Question mark, bro. I don't know. I'd rather take a ref at this point. I'm yeah, I I'm gonna take the Jets on this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost this.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
What do you make of the exit for Urban Meyer?
Uh, it's hilarious because that man got I think got fired while he was asleep. But he shouldn't have been handed the job in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was confusing when they hired him. So it's 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 gonna be interesting to see what they do in the off season. But it was time for him to go. Like especially after that whole incident with that happened in Ohio. Uh that was just weird. Like you
Mm-hmm.
send your whole team to go on and you just chill out. Like
After L as well.
after a loss. Who does that?
Exactly.
um, yeah, I don't think he ever had that locker room. Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
from the moment he started bringing in other coaches on his staff that weren't really up to par, and then you brought Tim Tebow in. One like to me, it was like Tim Tebow was like the last straw. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. It made no sense. It just made no sense. So I don't think he really even knew what he was doing, or I don't even think he really cared, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest.
I don't
So
think he ends up at another team in another NFL team again.
no, NFL will go
Um,
wrong.
it was a disaster. Like, let's get this
Yeah.
straight. I think him getting fired was a PR move, which sucks.
Yes, it
It
was.
sucks. I think he should have been fired already.
Yeah.
The reason for the PR move was what came out about that kicker. Excuse me for not remembering his name.
Yeah.
But just being an absolute piece of shit. Like, I
Yeah.
can't imagine. I can't imagine working for someone like that.
Bro, you
Because
kicked
I'm
your
from the I'm
kicker.
from the Bronx, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're in some sort of position of authority. Like, you're not gonna do some shit like that to me, bro. Like, crazy, crazy.
That dude had restraint because I'm telling you right now, if a grown man kicks my leg and I'm
My
just sitting
money
there,
makers, by the way. I
bro,
kick with these legs, brother. Hell no.
exactly,
Yeah, hell no.
exactly. Nah, man, we fighting, bro.
Yeah, literally.
I don't care who
He's a
you are.
clown, bro.
Yeah,
And he was
yeah.
screaming
So
apparently at his own coaching staff, talking about
yeah,
I'm a winner. Like, you guys don't know what winning's about.
yeah,
You're a fucking clown, bro.
yeah.
Like, that shit. Honestly, it made me want to like, made me want to save some money up to try to like force a 30-30 because I want to hear what these college players that played under him say about him. Because
Yeah.
if you're acting like that at this level, I could only imagine the hell in those locker rooms. Like, I could only imagine the kind of shit he would get away with.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Crazy, crazy.
It's something similar to like what we were hearing. I shouldn't say similar, but the mentality of like coaching kids or students versus grown men. Like that's what happened with Chip Kelly. That's how he lost the Eagles locker room.
Mhm.
Everybody was just sitting here like he's just like he's acting as if he's treating these guys as if they're not grown men, like they're just students. And you lose a locker room when you do that. If you don't have respect, you can't demand respect. You have to show respect. That's how you get respect by showing it. And I he's not one that knows that. So or cares about it, obviously.
Just a
So
clown.
yeah, yeah, good riddance, man.
Yes, sir. I'm happy for that team because at least now they got a reason. They got a
Yeah,
reason to try. I feel like they're
yeah,
still they're still gonna be god awful. They're
yeah,
getting that first pick, I think, guaranteed at this point.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So why try
crazy.
here?
I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence either. Like, I thought
Really?
coming into the season, I thought coming into the season he would be the star of all the rookies, even though I ended up picking Mac Jones. I think there's still obviously a lot to be determined. But even then, I feel like I see more flash in the pan wise out of Zach Wilson than I do out of
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence. And I don't know what it is. I don't know. Obviously, the scenario isn't it at all.
No,
But
this is the
it's a
first time
tough
really
ask,
losing, right?
man. Literally, it's a tough ask. The whole model, which I love, but they should figure out. I think they should do something like they do with the NBA, where you have a lottery system. It isn't just the worst pick, the worst player, worst team gets the best pick, because it'll encourage them to do certain things as far as roster moves in the offseason to
Mm-hmm.
make the team better. Like, I feel like they came into the season knowing full and well that they were going to roll out their young guys and sort of let them develop.
Mm-hmm.
But that mentality, it shouldn't fly, in my opinion, because you're selling yourself short. You're selling the city short.
Mm-hmm.
Do something to fix that scenario. But I'm interested for the next 2 years of really, really seeing where this goes.
Yeah.
Because if he fizzles out in a big way, I think we might be moving that team out of Jacksonville, brother.
Ooh, where you see him going?
I would love, listen to this. This is going to be wild. I don't think this is ever going to happen, but I would love if they bring a team to Puerto Rico. Like they just have,
Mm,
it's not an international,
it's
but
not.
it's in the
Yeah.
Caribbean
Yeah.
and everyone's going to love to play there. Like
Yeah.
I think that'll be a sneaky fun scenario.
That'd be
Hawaii,
interesting.
something like that.
That'd be
Because
interesting.
I think they've shown that they're not opposed to travel with all this London stuff.
Yeah, that
I don't think
London thing, man.
they're never going to bring a team to London, bro.
No,
Why would
I
you?
don't know why they're doing it. It's been
It's
what
too
three,
far.
4 years they're doing that now. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I don't. I've never liked it because like we're waking up 9 in the morning to see a game on a Sunday. Like that's weird. I don't want to see a football game that early in the morning. No, no,
Imagine that every week.
no.
Like,
Yeah.
no, thank you,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
No,
Nah, nah,
thank
nah,
you.
nah, nah, nah. If my Eagles are playing over there, I'm skipping it. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, literally, literally. I need my
Doing that.
sleep, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I could get with that. Puerto Rico, I think that'd be a good move. I
Hmm.
don't think the NFL's going to do it, but that'd be a
Yeah.
good move. Yeah, yeah, that'd be
Who
interesting.
knows?
Yeah,
But enough about that trash team. We got another trash team. We got the Giants versus the Eagles. This is it's your time to shine, man. Like I
yeah,
really feel this late stretch, they gave y'all the carpet. Like this is your chance to find your way into the playoffs. You got nothing but divisional matchups. Obviously, when is it you guys play Cowboys? Next week or the week after?
I think it's the week after because I think we play Washington after the Giants, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I
Yeah.
think that's what it is.
That's gonna be a big one. That's gonna be a real big one.
Yeah, because we play the Cowboys last, so it'd be New York,
Washington and then yep.
Washington, Dallas.
That's fun. I'm
Yeah,
this game is really interesting for me just
is
because
it?
obviously the way the other one played out, you can't listen. I know how you feel. I know how you
Yeah,
feel. I did
yeah.
not expect at all for you guys to throw the kind of game you guys had in New Jersey over there. I didn't expect that game to go that way at all. Um, hot take, by the way, I could not believe like when I asked the question, I was so stunned that my boy Chris was like, "Nah, I kind of don't mind that we're in Jersey." Like I was so stunned, bro. I was like, "What?" Like I couldn't believe it. But
That would irritate me, man.
yeah, I feel like this game is kind of sneaky good because of that. But if I'm not mistaken, Danny Dimes is still banged up,
Yeah, he's out for the
and
season.
oh, he's out for the
Yeah,
season.
he's out for the
Oh
season.
yeah,
They
yeah,
shut him
yeah.
down
That's
already.
done.
Yeah,
Glennon, yeah, that's not
yeah.
happening. I mean, they
That's why I was
did
that's
win
like it's not really a good thing.
defensively though. Like that's the thing. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
that was also a game where you had some guys that were just that was like really out of rhythm. That made it like it made no sense. Like
But it was
just
coming off of big wins, bro. That's why I was so
I
shocked
know,
by it.
but that's been every big win. After the big win, it's a loss that doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know. I think they're clicking on all cylinders right now. They've been playing balanced on both sides of the ball. Everybody seems to be in the right places. Um, Devonte Smith, I think that's a rookie that a lot of people seem to like kind of look over just because the beginning of the season wasn't really like the biggest. But he is playing. He's one of the better rookie receivers. Like he's playing amazing. Everybody's clicking on all cylinders. I think what's going to end up happening is that they win these next two games for sure. The Dallas game, I don't know. That's going to be just about who's lining up and who's not.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm choosing the Eagles on this one. They should have won that first one.
Mhm.
That was just weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're winning this one.
Yeah,
They're
for
winning this
sure.
one.
Ain't no way I'm picking the Giants, but
Yeah,
just this I want to watch that first quarter. Like I'm not tuning in for the whole game, but that first quarter is going to tell me a lot like about
yeah,
how this one's going to go cuz I once again I really didn't expect that
yeah.
that first time. All right. This in my opinion right here. This game right here. besides the game that obviously I'm gonna rep as my game of the week, this is the game of the week right here, bro.
Yeah.
We got Bills at Patriots with all the divisional implications here. I hate that this comes after the Colts loss because it really
Yeah.
makes this one feel different. But at the same time, the Bills play nothing like the Colts. Like let's get that
No,
straight.
bro,
The Bills
not
play
at all.
nothing like the Colts.
Not at all.
I think because of that, a lot of people are just gonna be fading the Patriots in this one, which I find dumb. I think people really need to consider how this is a week to week league, and I feel like in this matchup, I feel like they own the Bills, bro. I
They
really feel like they
own
own
them.
them.
They own them. There is no way I'm choosing the Bills in this one.
Yep.
Patriots all day. I don't
And they're at
trust the
home.
Bills. Yeah, I can't trust Buffalo. We talked about this like 2-3 weeks ago. I can't trust them
Mhm.
anymore. It's
Yeah.
I'm done with them. I'm done with them. I don't get it. I don't get it. They're still playing like they're a rebuilding team.
Mhm.
Like the beginning of the year, they start off like they're one of the best teams, like Super Bowl bound, and then like midway season they turn into like rebuild mode. I don't get it.
Mhm.
I don't get. I can't trust them anymore. So
I
yeah,
feel like it's a slumping thing mixed with not being able to get their backs going. Like I know Singletary
yeah,
had, I think he had
yeah.
82 yards last week.
It's time. I think it's time to move on from Singletary.
Yeah. It's been time.
Yeah,
I just want to
yeah.
say I love when Singletary breaks out for runs because it makes no sense. Like you see him bust through the line, you're like, this guy is so slow, bro. Like,
Yeah.
how are you not tackling him? And then he's like 20 yards
Gone.
out already. I'm like, how are you not tackling? Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
I'm
I
never
agree with
choosing
that.
him in fantasy either. Again,
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm
never,
done.
never.
Done.
Not even as like a late round one.
I had
No.
to pick him up this year in one league just because like I was done after trades. That was it. That was it.
Mhm.
But I would never put him on my fantasy team again.
Yeah,
That's a dud.
definitely.
Never happened again.
Definitely not. I remember I had Zach Moss 2 years ago, and that
Yo,
was terrible as well. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know what it is about. I feel like the Bills, they don't know. I feel like they don't know how to take advantage of their running backs. Like
They had
they do a
LaShawn
very
McCoy.
terrible job.
They had LaShawn
Exactly.
McCoy. What more do you want?
Exactly.
We're not talking about LaShawn McCoy like
In his
retired
prime, but
McCoy. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he wasn't definitely wasn't prime McCoy, but I mean McCoy that got traded to Buffalo was still
exactly.
a really good McCoy.
Exactly.
So I don't know. They baffle me, man. That's supposed to be a really good team, and it's just like really sad.
Yeah, really sad. I don't know how Diggs made the Pro Bowl this year. Like I really don't know. Like who
Did
owes
he
you
make it?
money, bro? Yeah, he made the Pro Bowl this year. I'm like, how? Like
Wow.
I need to see these stats. Like how? Crazy, crazy. I don't know. Maybe they thought it was Trayvon or something. I don't know what's
They
going. I don't
probably
know
thought
how
it
he
was
made it.
Trayvon. Yeah.
I don't know how he made it. But
They just saw
yeah,
Diggs on there, like, yeah, Trayvon, yeah, go get him, go.
10 picks, bro. 10
Yeah,
picks.
yeah,
Get
yeah,
it. Pick
yeah.
him up. Yeah. Crazy. 100%. I agree with you. I feel like the strangest part too is their defense. Like their
Yeah.
defense, they were talking shit. It was going to be top 5 this year, and it's
Mhm.
just they always find a way to implode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's time for a change,
Yeah.
personnel wise.
Yeah.
All right, my game of the week, baby,
Yes,
a real
sir.
game of the week.
Yes, sir.
But I'm scared though. I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. We got Ravens at Bengals on the road. Lamar hasn't practiced this week. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was sitting pretty all season. Things are coming into a very interesting place,
They are.
and it doesn't help that we're in the stronger conference. um, I feel like we're in a tough spot right now. Like this is a game we really need, and a game that we're probably with the way everything's looking, we're probably gonna lose. Like,
Mhm.
um, I think even with Lamar, this is a tough game, which means a lot. I think defensively, we need to come up really big in this one to have a chance. I'm not picking against my Ravens, but I will make the case. I really feel like once again, I've been on the Bengals train all season, and even before you were
Yeah, yeah.
first
It took
couple
me
weeks,
three
you was
weeks.
like, bro, you're
3 weeks. I
crazy,
was
bro.
yeah,
Like,
I was hesitant for
yeah.
3 weeks. Yeah.
hmm But I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. I think offensively this should be a barn burner. I think definitely someone scoring 40. I hope it's us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just love to see our backup quarterback go crazy last week like that, because it really made me feel comfortable with this week as far as, yeah, we might be injured, but we're still going to be in it.
Yeah.
There's no way we get blown out in this one, but I'm just scared about this one. I don't feel good about it. I'm going Ravens, but it's it's a it's a heart pick.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and roll with the Bengals. I'm gonna roll with the Bengals.
Okay.
I want to go with the Ravens. Trust me, I do. But something about it, I think I'm just gonna go with the Bengals this one.
It'll mean so much to me if this is the pick that gets me over. I just want to say, because
Hey, no, if it
right now
does,
we're tied, and
yeah,
if this is the
yeah,
pick that gets me over, I just want
yeah.
to say,
Hey, salute,
my Ravens to the day I die, baby.
salute. If it happens, it happens. Salute. I am not mad.
But you're making the right pick. I'm gonna make
But
that
yeah,
clear. You're making the right pick. I feel bad about making the Ravens pick.
yeah, yeah. I'm going with the Bengals on this one.
All right. Chargers at Texans. We don't got to talk about this one
We
too
don't.
much, right?
Nope.
Davis Mills is about to go for 30, right?
Yes, sir.
I got you. I got you. Oh yeah, Chargers are cooking them this
That'd
week.
be
There's no
hilarious if he
way.
did. I mean, if Brandon Cooks was out there, possible, possible.
Yes,
But yeah,
sir. Yes,
they
sir.
might not.
He
They
went
might not
off
even score
last week
seven.
too.
Yeah, they might not even score seven on this one. So
Yeah, I would actually, I actually will be surprised if they, if their total is a touchdown total and not a field goal total. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
probably
yeah,
going to
yeah,
be
yeah.
like a 9-12 game for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Chargers
right.
for sure.
Next up, Bucks at Panthers. What do you make about that Bucks game against the Saints? I'm mad at myself because I don't know if you heard on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I specifically made the case. I'm like, the Saints should win this game.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah,
have owned the Bucks,
yeah,
and that's exactly what they did. Literally shut them out.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you feel like that says more about the Saints' desperation, or is there some panic to be had in Tampa?
I don't think it's panic, but you and I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Tom Brady without Antonio Brown, just off that alone, it's not great, right? He's not he's good. He's really good. He's really good, but he's not like
Not the same guy.
the same. He's not the same guy. Yeah. Now you're down Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Mike Evans too.
Yep.
Um this feels so weird. They're in Carolina.
Yep. Who's starting for
For
Carolina?
for
I don't
well
even know who's starting.
Cam is,
Okay.
but yeah, they said they're gonna sprinkle Sam Darnold in. Fournette is out, and you got Le'Veon Bell as your backup now. I mean, as your running back. I'm not banking on Le'Veon Bell right now.
Yeah.
I,
The same dude that was calling out
yeah,
Jake Paul, trying to fight Jake Paul.
Yeah, just like his rap career, stop with that
ASAP.
now. Don't do that. Don't do that. So yeah, the only thing he's got right now in terms of sports that he would be great at is football. But he's been away from the game for a little second. So
We dropped him for a reason. That's all I
there's
gotta
a
say.
reason. Yeah, there's a reason why. So I think I'm going Carolina just off default, just because I think this is just
How
a
dare
bad
you,
week. This is just a bad week for Bucks. I don't see. I don't know, because I don't know who Tom Brady's going to throw to.
bro? Leonard Fournette's about to have 150 yards receiving, bro.
He's an IR.
He is? No
That's what I'm
way.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
No
They
way.
they went and got Le'Veon Bell. Otherwise, if he was playing, I'm choosing the Buccaneers.
I need to look at this. I'm sorry, I'm unprepared.
No,
I
you
need to
good.
look at this because this
Yeah,
is
he's on IR.
insane, dude.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's either COVID or he had some hamstring thing. One of the two. I forget which one it was. But yeah, he's not playing. He's out for
Yeah,
at least
he
3
isn't.
weeks. So
Crazy.
I
They're gonna
I don't
have
know.
Tyler Johnson out there. I receive.
Tyler Johnson. Who is that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is Gronk's week.
Is Gronk
Gronk's week
playing?
to thrive. Yeah, he is.
Is yeah, he's if you got him in fantasy, he's gonna have a ball out there.
For
But
sure.
you can't just throw the Gronk. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's not it. That's not the game plan. Just
But
throw the Gronk.
my thing is, I think defensively they could hold this Panthers team to 6 points, bro. Like that's my thing about it. Like I have to go with the Bucks here just because of that.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Because the Saints only scored 9. Like let's not act like they scored
Yeah.
105.
Oh yeah. No. But my thought process is if they didn't have a quarterback and they did that, what more could Cam do?
Does Carolina have a quarterback?
What? Yes. Yes.
They got 1.5 quarterbacks.
Bro, no. You're going with Taysom Hill, right? I'm choosing Cam Newton 10 times out of 10 over Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a question. So if you're rocking with Taysom Hill and you won like that,
I really feel like there's a thing to that divisional matchup though. Like I feel like
it is
that more so than anything, because it's not like, even though I agree with you on that Taysom Hill point, I think that doesn't mean that Cam is a good quarterback. Like I'm sorry,
he's not playing well this year. But
exactly, I love that clip of him screaming, "I'm back," but you're not back, bro. Like you're not.
That was a highlight.
Yeah, it was.
But look, he's not playing well this year. But like I said before, when this first started happening, I think that's mainly because of personnel around him. Because it's almost like whoever you put back there is going to have a horrible time. So I don't even know that it's more so Cam than anything else. I think it's just you don't have the right players around him. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the same thing with Sam Darnold, because when McCaffrey, I said this before, when McCaffrey was playing, Sam Darnold looked like the second coming. I don't know what else to say. Like it's more.
Who was leading the league in rushing touchdowns?
Yeah,
I'll never forget that, bro. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Carolina though. I'm gonna go with Carolina. Yeah. I think it's very possible they win this game if New Orleans was able to do that. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason why I'm choosing them.
For sure. I got major like flashbacks to the Miami game and the way that they played against the Dolphins. I feel like that is going to be a similar game to this, but you have Tom Brady instead of Tua that you're facing. So that's a problem for them. But yeah, interesting. I think this one is going to be big as far as how our picks go.
Yeah, this is gonna mess something up
for sure. And I hope it's not for me.
But
probably is though. Probably is though.
I'm look, I shouldn't be choosing the Panthers. I should be choosing the Buccaneers, but you don't have the wide receivers. I don't know who's out there. And it's not against Tom Brady. There's nothing. I'm not saying anything about Tom. I'm not slandering Tom Brady. I don't want anyone coming and saying that I am. It's not about Tom Brady. It's just the pieces around him. Like when you don't have anything to really throw to, like exactly. I don't know how you think you're gonna get offense going. And if you're only leaning on your defense, that defense will tire out after like the second half. I mean, at the second quarter. So I don't know. Just don't know.
Time will tell. Time will tell. I don't know why, but I feel like this game is a little bit more interesting than I thought it was coming in now. But anyway, next up we got Bears versus Seahawks.
Oh, you thought this was interesting?
No, the Bucks game. I was saying now there's more of a storyline to that game than there was coming in. Yeah. That's what I meant.
Okay.
This game sucks. Yeah, this game is terrible. Even the 12th man doesn't want to show up to this one. Like this game sucks. But they're at Seattle, which I think matters. I'm not confident with the way that Russ has been playing. Still not confident.
But you're going against like paper dummies out there. Like it's
literally.
It's you're playing against a wooden fence. Like literally, this is just it's nothing for you to blow past. I'm taking Seattle wholeheartedly. Sure. And if they lose this game, Russell Wilson is out of there.
I think he's out of there already.
He's already out of there. No, he's out of there. But this will solidify it if they lose this game. I don't even think Justin Fields is playing. So if you're losing to Nick Foles and like pieces, I don't see what forces him to stay.
Hearing you not supporting Big Dick Nick kind of hurts.
No, no. This is not about him.
I know.
It's it's just like I said with Tom Brady. It's not about him. It's the pieces around. If you don't, and Matt Nagy,
We need to get Bill Lazor calling them plays again
bro,
because I
yeah,
still
yeah.
can't believe that. Yeah, that
Nah,
dude is a mess.
Nick Foles is a legend in my eyes. He was a legend before he got to me. Before we won that Super Bowl, I was already looking at him as when he got drafted. I said that's gonna be the guy that's gonna win a Super Bowl ring.
That's crazy.
I
That's
said that,
crazy.
yeah, and but I thought that was gonna be him as our starter. I didn't think he was gonna
Exactly.
go in and come back and be the backup. I didn't like no one saw that. Like
Yeah, yeah, for
I'm not
sure.
gonna say that I predicted that, but I
I
predicted
know,
he was
but
gonna
the
win a
fact that you
championship.
had that thought, like that's so
Yeah,
wild.
yeah,
I mean, that
yeah,
just really shows like we are beaten down. Like
yeah, man. Yeah,
we are beaten down as fans. Like these things come around and we're like, this is it. Like this is gonna be the thing. And it's so crazy how that plays out in the long term. But
yeah,
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 that's great. That's great.
yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yes,
That
sir.
meant a lot to me.
Yes, sir.
Broncos at Raiders. This is another no, hell no. Broncos are winning this one. The
Yeah,
Raiders suck.
yeah,
And I'm tired of making the case for the Raiders every week because after that racist piece of shit got sent to hell, they have just blown apart, literally have looked terrible. Dan Waller has been out and they have no
yeah,
redeemable
yeah,
qualities
yeah,
without him in the lineup.
yeah.
Just fuck that team. I will never for the rest of the season, I don't care who they're playing, I ain't picking them because they
No,
suck.
me neither. Me neither.
Anyway, sorry, that was a lot.
No, I
I
agree.
had to
I
get that
like.
off my chest, bro.
I'm with you in that. Denver. I'm choosing Denver. I ain't choosing. I would rather be wrong about this game
Exactly.
than choose the
Then
Raiders.
pick the Raiders. Yep. Yep.
No.
Yeah, but they made it feisty against the Bengals, and there's no way I see the Raiders having a close game with the Bengals.
No.
So I'm going with the
No.
Broncos here.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Glad we're on the same page on that one.
Yeah.
Steelers versus Chiefs. Chiefs are at home in this one. Steelers got some good momentum coming back against the Titans there. I hate the Steelers. Like I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. Like in all honesty, they end up winning games they shouldn't win. Or they even during the
Then,
course of the game they shouldn't have won.
yeah. Yeah.
And then everyone's kind of like optimistic about them again.
Yeah.
Um,
It only takes
I
one
hate
week for
the
them.
Steelers. I hate the Steelers.
It only takes one good win for them, and then everybody's on the bandwagon again. I
Literally.
know. It's Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah, have to, right?
Travis Kelsey grew his beard back out, and Mahomes' brother is not doing TikToks from what I've seen.
Oh
So
man, did you hear why though? Did you hear why?
no, oh, he's literally not. He's really not doing them.
Yeah, you know why?
No, no.
Because he's such a tool. And he showed up with an entourage at this club that's like a local club out there in KC
Uh-huh.
and tried to like big up them and like get a huge reservation for all these people. Like, oh, you do not know who I am, all this shit. And they sent him to hell. They're like, hell no, like we don't got the space. This is a small space. We don't got the space to accommodate everyone that you're trying to bring in here right now. And he went on TikTok trying to like blow up them, like trying to get everyone to like give them
Boycott
all
them.
these negative bomb reviews and like and he got owned by the actual bar. Like they put up a bunch of posts like
Oh, really?
whatever following you think you have isn't going to burn us. Like we made it through the pandemic. We'll be fine after whatever you think you're doing, which
Yeah.
I found hilarious. So yeah, every time I
That's
see
hilarious.
headlines of that man getting sent to hell, I just smile.
It's
A good time.
beautiful. It's beautiful. So yeah, I didn't know there was a whole story behind the TikToks. I just know I hadn't seen anything in like the last month or so, maybe a month and a half. So yeah, they're clicking on all cylinders with the TikToks gone and Kelsey's beard coming back. So
You see this? We're a fact-based company.
yeah.
I'm gonna be real. You always correct me and tell me who's out. I always correct you and tell you what's going on, bro.
Yeah,
Because there's always some shit going on here, bro.
Something.
There's always
It's
some shit
something,
going on.
man. Yeah.
Even if it does not matter at all, I just found that hilarious. I had to share it. Next up,
That's superstition though. Yeah.
yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Next up, Washington football team, which I still hate, versus the Cowboys at AT&T. We know what's happening, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Washington win. I'm just
Washington winning.
I'm just
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Nah. It's Dallas win this one, and I don't know who Washington is lining up, but yeah, I think they get Heineke back. I think they just got him back yesterday
Yep.
or today. So yeah, I mean they'll have him back, but Cowboys are winning this one. And
Yep.
I hate saying that. This is just disgusting.
Yeah, especially when at this point of the season, it
Jesus.
sucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, your schedule looks so good because you have divisional matchups, and then you look at the Cowboys schedule, and they got divisional matchups too, which
Yeah.
is speaks volumes about that division. But next up, and our final game of the week, Dolphins at Saints on a Monday night.
That's the Monday night game.
This, yeah, got a bad taste in my mouth about that one.
Yeah.
Um,
I just go to sleep.
kind of wanna roll with the Saints here. I'm picking the Dolphins. Hell no. The Saints shouldn't have won that game, right?
No, and I don't even know who they're going to have as a quarterback. So I'm choosing the Dolphins on this one.
Yep. Yep.
Convincingly.
Well,
I don't know who they got playing quarterback. So
yes, sir. So we are good. We're on the same page on that one.
yes,
Let
sir.
me see real quick. I just want to count this up. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So there is no way statistically that we will be tied after this week. So
Awesome.
interesting
Awesome.
times.
Yes, sir.
Interesting times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Nah, well, actually, y'all go check out the link in OTS bio. I was actually interviewed by this magazine called Voyage Baltimore, of course, up in Baltimore. They interviewed me about OTS, and I got to actually do they did a little write up on the company and what we do, and nothing big, but go check that out. I had again we had a link in the bio, social media pages. So OTS Media Co. all social media. Go check it out. It's a really good piece. My first interview, so I'm really proud about it. But you know, I'm shout out to Voyage Baltimore. I don't know how they even got in touch with me to do that interview, but that was a good one. So yeah, go check that out. So yeah, follow
Yeah.
OTS Media Co. all social media pages, otsmediaco.com. Check out all the articles. I still have not been able to update that website yet, but I will hopefully do that over this break.
Yes, sir.
So just go check everything out and leave us a review, please. We want to hear from you guys on what you guys think about the show. We will be coming out with some updates for the show next year, so look out for that. Chris and I are going to brainstorm over some things to bring you guys the same factual content that we bring you every week, just in a nice little package. So just keep a lookout for that. Next year's gonna be really good because I think we're gonna be coming out with some merchandise next year. So just keep a lookout. I think the Sideline Guys is we had some rough times, but this has been a great way to end the year because this has been real consistent. Love what we do on here, man, and I appreciate you again. I've told you that before secretly, but also on here. But thank you for joining the show, man. We this is fun. This is fun. I haven't had this much fun with the sports shows in a couple of years, so it's
Awesome.
it's good to get back and do it like this. So appreciate you for joining us, man, and we'll see what we do, moving forward. I love the chemistry, man. This is a great show. So
Yes, sir. And I don't want to turn into a dick sucking contest, but let's be
yeah.
real. Check out the Voyage interview. I'm not gonna lie, I was super happy about that. Like I was really, really happy about that you got to speak on behalf of
Yeah,
everything and just had that moment. I know that means a lot. So
it
definitely
does.
check us out. The
It
rates
does.
are that high for a reason. This man
Yeah.
busts his ass and does a great job with everything here at
Thank you.
OTS. So definitely, like he said, check out that interview. Give it all the traffic. And
Yes,
also,
please.
we want to hear what you guys think. What do you guys want? I'm entertaining. I've been trying to convince everybody we need to do an end of the year show next week.
Yeah.
I know that we get our picks in, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we could give out some awards or something, something fun
Hey,
for you
that's a good
guys.
idea. That's a
It
good
could it
idea.
could be
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
But only big things coming for OTS, man, on all fronts. Shout out All Nat. She's been grinding and busting her ass and doing such a great job, bringing so many eyes to us too.
Highest rated
So
show on
just
OTS now.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just all good stuff for OTS this year and nothing but up from here. I mean, we're
Oh,
all
most definitely.
trending in the right direction. So it's just good to see. And now that all the fellatio is done with, you can check out the OTS handles on all platforms at OTS Media Co. You could also check us out on YouTube at OTS Media. Also, make sure that you check out my socials. Right now, the MMA archive has gone dark for the year. I'm going to do a little reset and get ready to go super strong for you guys in the new year. So I'm really excited about that. Check me out on Twitter at Negron MMA, as well as my Instagram at Chris Negron _. I'm one follow away from 200 on Twitter. Do you hear
Yeah,
that? I'm
yes,
one
sir.
follow away.
Yeah, let's
Someone's
get him
out
up.
there listening. Make my day, please.
Yes,
That's all I
sir.
got to say. And give them your handles, man.
Oh yeah, at Derrick _OTS DERICK.
Yes, sir. Like
Yes, sir.
any self-respecting black man would spell it. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's all
That's
I gotta
the
say.
black way to spell it. There you go. But yeah, we will catch you guys next week. I think yeah, we'll be back next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. So we'll catch y'all next week and finish off the rest of the year. And thanks for yeah, that will be the end of the year. That Jesus,
Yep.
man.
29th of
Wow.
December, baby.
Wow. All right. Well, we will catch you guys then. Again, please rate, review, let us know what you guys think about the show. We'll catch you guys then. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.